I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
And just a point here, I don't actually think that MCR are going to come back. Danger Days. That was the 4th studio album by My Chemical Romance. And do you know when that was set? 2019. This is all pointing to one thing. Well, it seems I was wrong. Right, so I'm on my YouTube channel and on the analytics and looking through my videos and the views and stuff. And before Thursday, my weirdest My Chemical Romance reunion theories video from the 22nd of March this year had like 50 views, I think, maybe. It now has 123. It's doubled in views since the announcement of the reunion. And like, this is just so funny to me. Like, the comments on this, they're brilliant. I don't get many comments on my videos because obviously I'm just starting. I'm a very new YouTuber. So, I don't get many, but finally, people are commenting. I've got, "You must feel really silly now," which, like, yeah, I know, right? Proven so wrong, but I am man enough to admit when I've made a mistake, so hence this video. There's somebody saying, MCR is back for real. Yes, I had noticed. Then we've got, "Joke's on you, MCR is back." I'm so happy. And it's like, yes, same, so am I. I'm ecstatic. In case you couldn't tell from the fact that I'm showing more emotion in these few seconds than I have on my entire channel so far. Just thought I better address these comments directly, head on, in a video. I was wrong. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm so happy to be proven wrong. Never been happier in my life. Except potentially when I was proven wrong about the return of Spider-Man to the MCU, like, on par. I'm sure that if you clicked on this video, by now you will have heard about the fact that My Chemical Romance have reunited after 6 years broken up, which is absolutely mental. I thought for sure they were never going to be coming back, and I've got to say, I am so happy to be proven wrong. Like, over the past few days, I have literally cried in the streets over this, and in my apartment and on trains and in all sorts of places. Like, the fact that my favourite band have come back and there is a possibility, a very strong possibility, that I could actually see them is incredible. Like, I did not think that this was ever going to happen, and I'm so happy. So, in honour of their incredible reformation, I'm going to rank the My Chemical Romance albums. I'm only going to go with the studio albums, so I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, The Black Parade, and Danger Days. Now, this is going to be a very, very controversial list, so I warn you in advance, you're probably not going to agree with my ranking, but I hope that my reasoning explains why I feel the way that I do. So we're going to start in at number 4. It's The Black Parade.
That is an unpopular opinion.
Now I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, but it's iconic. The Black Parade is the best thing they've ever made. But the G-Note! Yeah, no, sorry. It's overproduced, in my opinion. Like, yes, it is technically made very, very well. It is so smooth. There is no flaw in this album, and that is the flaw in itself. I find that it is too well made. It kind of loses personality from a production standpoint. Obviously it's got a ton of emotion lyrically and vocally, but the actual music, very impersonal in my opinion. Obviously it carries through very well live, because it always will do. They are a band that have so much energy and so much passion when they perform that they could make anything, like the deadest song, be incredible. Can you tell I'm a big fan? They also, I think, put too many instruments into this album. Like, it is what is known as a rock opera, which, just on the whole, I'm not a fan of those kind of things. It's just overblown, overdone, putting too much stuff into too little space. Sometimes less is more. I think that is quite clear in the Black Parade. Furthermore, the guitar tone, for me, it's edging on a kind of metal style. It's too clean, it's too twiddly, for lack of a better word, and too much posturing and showing off with the virtuosic guitar licks, and I just... well, what can I say? I don't like that sort of style. Yes, the album did have a massive cultural impact, that cannot be denied, but arguably 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge had a greater impact on society. 3 Cheers is what kicked off the modern emo movement, and if you listen to anybody in the music industry speak about My Chemical Romance, they do talk about the impact that 3 Cheers had, because it is massive. And my final point on why the Black Parade is 4th is that the B-sides are miles better than the album tracks. Like, have you heard Kill All Your Friends? It's just so interesting. You can really clearly tell in Kill All Your Friends that they were influenced by bands like Pixies, and that sort of music is so interesting. Like, so much goes into that isn't just, oh, look at me, I can play my guitar so well because I can play it so fast, like, I'm so much better than you, look how quickly my fingers move. You know, there's actual intrigue, interesting tonal qualities, interesting rhythms. And also a song called Kill All Your Friends, like, how can you go wrong with that? It's just a great tone. Right, 3rd album. It has to be Danger Days. Where do I begin? I love it. The aesthetic is incredible. Like, how can you fault the post-apocalyptic wasteland and vigilante superheroes fighting an evil corporation? That is my aesthetic. I want to live there. I love it so much. The music itself is so upbeat and fast and energetic, and it just makes you want to dance, but it still retains the heavier, like, lyrical content of the earlier albums. It's a big change up from the Black Parade, and that is exactly what they needed. They actually recorded a different album, other than Danger Days, after the Black Parade, with the same producer as the Black Parade, and they hated it. It wasn't what they actually wanted to do, so they scrapped it, and in the end came up with Danger Days, and that was totally the right move. If they'd have continued in the same rock opera concept album vein as the Black Parade, I think their music would have gone stale, it wouldn't have had as much of an impact. They took matters into their own hands, and it really paid off. They were finally doing what they wanted, as opposed to what their producer and what their record label was telling them to do, which is a really important thing as an artist, to have agency over what you do and be the ones with creative control. If we're talking about Danger Days, we can't not mention the music videos and tie-in comic. They are incredible. The storyline, perfect. The visuals, perfect. Everything about it is amazing, and as a comic book fan in general, it's just incredible that your favourite band also writes an insane comic book that goes with the album. Multimedia, music, just perfect. But unfortunately, not enough to bump Danger Days up to the 2nd place spot, which is 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Another unpopular opinion, most people would have either this or the Black Parade at number 1. Now, I cannot deny that every song on this album is incredible. Like, technically, this is the best made album. It still retains the pure, organic energy of the first album, but it has the slick production that goes with being signed by a major record label. It has it all. You can't fault that from a technical standpoint. And when it comes down to the actual songs themselves, I'm Not Okay was anthemic, and it still holds up to this day. Everybody knows that song. It's made a massive impact and really brought emo, or, well, I suppose they don't want to be called emo themselves, but that sort of area of music right into the forefront of society. It became massively mainstream off the back of 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, and that is down to the singles like I'm Not Okay and Helena. So, you know, props to them for giving a platform to this style of music. It's great. This sort of stuff has influenced not only people in the scene, but other genres as well. Like Lil Peep, the rapper, he was influenced by emo music. Even Taylor Swift has listened to emo stuff in the past. 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge also contains the song that caused them to be signed by a major record label, Warner Brothers. That is Thank You for the Venom. Warner weren't actually going to sign My Chem until it got to that track, and they're like, whoa, this is insane, we've got to have these people, and they were dead right. That is a massive track. And, well, look where they went from there. Then on the other side of things, the music videos. The Ghost of You is my favourite My Chem music video. It is beautiful. It's just absolutely gorgeous, everything about it. The transition where the water floods over the dance hall and it transitions into the beach and the fight. Just absolutely gorgeous. Everything about it is stunning. But that brings us into number 1. My favourite My Chemical Romance album. Their first album, I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. The energy on this album is incredible. It's just non-stop, start to finish. Even the slow songs just go hard. And that is just stunning. I never get tired of listening to this album. I could have it on repeat for days and not get fed up with a single song on it. I love every single one. It also contains my favourite My Chemical Romance song, which is Our Lady of Sorrows. The energy, the guitar tone on that track, the vocals, the mix between clean and screaming, it just flows so well. Gerard conveys so many emotions in this album, and it just makes you feel things. Early Sunsets Over Monroeville is one of the only songs ever to make me cry, and off the top of my head, it's the only one I can actually think of that has made me cry ever. I'm sure there probably are others. I was emo for a solid 4 years, let's be real. But every song has emotion. And I love that. I think it gets lost further down the line, like with the Black Parade. The overblown dramatics of the album overshadow the humanity within it. Whereas in I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love, the simplicity of it, the punk nature of it, allows the pure, visceral feeling to shine through. As I mentioned briefly, the tone of the guitar, like throughout this whole album, the tonality is so much more interesting. The fact that it's distorted rather than the clean Brian May inspired guitar of the Black Parade, it's just, in my opinion, so much better. Like, I don't like that sort of style of guitar, so personally for me, that's why Bullets is the better album. Obviously, I know a lot of people love that style of music, so they will always choose the Black Parade over the others any day because of the guitar tone, but it's just not my thing. I find it too bland and not as good. And finally, my final point on why Bullets is the best album is the vocals. Both Gerard and Frank have vocals on this album. Gerard does most of them, obviously, but Frank was brought in to scream. That's how he initially got into the band, because he had his band Pensy Prep. And then Mike and were like, hey, do you want to scream on our record? And he was like, absolutely, I love you guys, you're my favourite band. But yeah, so that's my ranking of the My Chemical Romance albums. In 4th, The Black Parade. 3rd, Danger Days. 2nd, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. And number 1, I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. Leave your comments down below on your ranking of the My Chemical Romance albums and what you think of the reunion. Do you think they're going to drop another album? Do you think it's going to be any good? Will they do a world tour? Will it just be an American tour? I miss them. I'm just so happy that they're back. It's unbelievable. Yeah, thanks for watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.